hair. All right. Number one, every single person should get this right. End of discussion. You shouldn't even have to think about it. It's not, oh, I've turned it on twice. Fudge. All right. C. I am going to write the right answer to the multiple choice questions. You are going to stop me if you need to know why. Do I make myself clear? Excellent. 2. You can mark your own, but since not one person in here did their own work, I cannot really say mark it because you are not marking yours. You are marking your group's work, aren't you? You can see if you did it right because, as always, I listen to you guys. What'd you get for 10? I got C. Okay. So the short answer is don't consider it marked as your own work. 2. C. Does anybody need it explained? All right. I need the slope and the y-intercept to find what is every single slope. What is every slope? Always. It's m, but it's also rise over run. So pick any point on the graph. I like that one. Pick any other point on the graph. I like that one. What's the rise and the run? +2, +1. 2 over 1 means my slope equals 2. The other thing I need is the y-intercept. The y-intercept lives right there. It is -1. So, 2, -1. C. Because the slope is 2. Because it's got a positive slope. Everybody good? Great. Oh, Mr. Myers, you're so mean to us. Why did you use different letters? Why? The answer is B. Does anyone need it explained? No? Gouda. Number 4, the answer is B, as in bodacious. Does anyone need that explained? Going once. Jazzkira, you would like that one explained? All right. So, I have this slope between M and N, yes? You can see that the rise, 4, this must be 6, yes? So this point in the middle must be 5, yeah? And this must be 3, correct? So I went up 2, right? 5 to 3. Agreed? Each square is worth 2 points, yes? So I went 2, 4, 6, 8 to the negative direction, yes? So that is -2/8, which is, of course, -1/4. So now I look at my choices, and I see only one had a negative slope. So it had to be B. But I can also double check and see, oh, it's going through 3. Gouda? Great! Number 5. Whoop, perch. Number 5 is D as in doorknob. Does anyone need it explained? All right. Every x-intercept is x0, yes? So 3x minus 4 times 0 minus 12 has to equal 0, yes? So 3x minus 12 has to equal 0. X has to be 4, doesn't it? So I look here, x-intercept is 4, x-intercept is 4. It can only be one of those two, yes? Then I go to the other one. Every y-intercept is 0y. So that's 3 times 0 minus 4y minus 12 equals 0. So -4y minus 12 equals 0. So that must be -3. Because -4 times -3 would get me 12. 12 minus 12 would get me 0. So it has to be D. Right? All right. Number 6 is A, as in Adolf. Does anyone need that explained? All right. You have a point and a slope, don't you? Do we have a form that deals with points and slopes? We certainly do. y minus 6 equals negative 3x plus 4. That's the equation of the line. But wait, none of these are in that form. If only I knew how to do algebra. I do. Y minus 6 equals negative 3x minus 12 plus 6 to both sides. Y equals negative 3x minus 6. A. Everybody good? Sweet. Identify perpendicular lines. If they are perpendicular, what happens to their slopes? They flip and they change signs. Are those slopes flipped and changed? No. Are those slopes flipped and changed? No, they're just flipped. Are those slopes flipped and changed? No, they're just changed. So what's the only one left? 2 and 3, negative 3 and 2. D, as in doorknob. 8. Perpendicular to this. What does the word perpendicular mean to slope? It flips and changes. What is this slope right now? It is negative 3 over 1, yes? Flip it and change it. 1 over 3. So I need a slope that's 1 over 3, positive. Has to be A or B, right? But it's also got to go through that point. Correct? Well, is that one going to work? X is 3. 3 times 1/3 is 1, right? And y would be negative 1, wouldn't it? Does negative 1 equal 1? No, so it can't be A. So it must be B. Because x, there's an x, there's an x. 3 times 1/3 is 1. 1 minus 2 equals negative 1. But y also equals negative 1. And since that equals that, it has to be B. Buddha? Great. Let's put haggis in the basket. Slope here. There's my slope. M equals 2/7. There's my point. X, y. Do I have a form that uses those? Yes. Y minus the y value. Y minus 5 equals M, slope, 2/7. X minus the x value. What's minus minus 4? Plus 4. Does that live somewhere over here? D. Come on. Don't fail on me now. All right. Oh, this is a little big. Which graph represents this? Well, you got a couple of ways you can look at this. You can do one of two things. You can either recognize that's point slope form, and this means my x has to equal negative 3, and my y has to equal negative 1, and I have that slope. That's one way to do it. So that will give you the answer. Yes? If you know what point slope form means. But let's say you don't. So then you got to say to yourself, all right, self, I know at least that's the slope. So I got to check ones with a positive slope, right? What here has a positive slope? Has to be C or D, doesn't it? Has to be, right? Everyone agrees? Everyone sees why? Okay. So now all I got to do is check. Choose a point on any of these. There's a point right there, yes? That point is 1, 2, correct? X and Y, correct? What is 1 plus 3? 4. What is 4 times 3/4? What happens to the two 4s? Cancel. So I've got 3 on this side of the equation, right? That's a Y, correct? What's that letter? It's 2. What's 2 plus 1?
3.
Does 3 equal 3? Yep, so it has to be C. Everybody with me? 2 ways to do it. 1, actually know what point slope form means. 2, remember that every x and y can go into an equation anytime you have x's and y's. Now, what if I chose this point of 3, negative 2? Could I put that in there? I could, but will it get me equals? No, because it's not on the line. Number 11. What do you know about this line? What are the key words in there? What do you have right there? There you have an X and a Y, don't you? And what's that word mean? Flip it and change the sign to the slope, yeah? Where's the slope live here? 1 over 7. How do I flip 1 over 7? Becomes 7 over 1, and I change the sign to negative 7 over 1. Math guys are lazy. Would they ever write that? What do they write? Negative 7. So now I look at my choices. What's got a slope of negative 7? Just C. So it has to be C. But you could also check, since this is in point slope form, my Y has to be the opposite of negative 7. It is. My X has to be the opposite of positive 3. It is. Short answer. There's so many ways you can do this question. Can you use a table of values like you're in grade 9? Yes. Can you use X and Y intercepts like we've done this year? Yes. Can you put that in slope-intercept form? Yeah, that's what I do. Y equals negative X plus 1. What's the Y-intercept? He waited patiently. Plus 1. What's the slope? Negative 1. So down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. All I needed was the X and Y intercept. Do I have them? So what are they? It's a bit of a trick question because most people write it wrong. What is the X-intercept? Is it 1? Yes or no? The X-intercept is 1, but if I write 1, is that the right answer? No, why not? Every point on a graph needs what? 2 coordinates. So it's 1, 0 and 0, 1. And then graph it, I connect the line. Why do I connect the line? Because I can pick any number and subtract 1 from it, can't I? Right? Can I take 0.00002 and subtract 1 from it? Will that give me an output? So I connect the line. Write each equation in that form. Get Y by itself. What are you going to move? Is there a right way to do this? No. Is there a method to do it? Yes, algebra. As long as Y is by itself, it doesn't matter what order you do this question in. I personally would not move Y because he's already positive. So this becomes 2Y equals negative 3X plus 4. Divide everything by 2. Y equals negative 3 halves X plus 2. This one, Y is negative, so I would move him. X minus 8 equals 4Y. Divide everything by 4. 1/4 X minus 2 equals Y. Everybody cool? Any questions? Okay. Christina is walking. She's walking. Yes, indeed, she's talking about you and me. She's hoping that you'll come back to me. What is the slope and the d-intercept? What's the slope? What's every slope? Rise over run. Start there. I go up 3, 4, 5, up 3, and I run 2. Correct? So that means for every 2 seconds, she goes 3 meters in 2 seconds. Is that how we measure a speed? When you're driving down the street, do you say you are going at 100 kilometers per 2 hours? You use 100 kilometers per hour, yeah? So this is 1.5 meters per second. That's the slope. What's the y-intercept? What's the y-intercept? 2. What does that mean? It's right there. What's the time there? 0. How far away is she from the camera? Okay, so she's 2 meters away from the sensor. Write the equation, dmt plus b. D equals, we know our slope is 3/2 t plus 2. C, when was she 6 meters from the sensor? There's 6. That's not quite on the graph, is it? But I know that value is what? What is that value? 6 on the time scale, right? So what can I put right there? 6. 3/2 times 6 plus 2. That's 18/2 plus 2, which is 9 plus 2, which is 11 meters. Oh, I did it the other way around. Sorry, idiot, moron alert. Idiot. D equals 3/2 t plus 2. 6 meters away. What do I really put in there? Where does the 6 go? Up here, yes? So I go over there and down. And you can see it's not exact, is it? So what do I got to do then when it's not exact? I got to use algebra, right? So it's 6 equals 3/2 t plus 2, right? So it's going to be 4 equals 3/2 t. Multiply both sides by 2. 8 equals 3t. T equals 2 2/3 seconds. 2.67 if you were doing it with a calculator. Sorry, guys. Idiot! I mean, it says right there, 6 meters away. Duh! And finally, don't worry about this question. Many people got it wrong, but you shouldn't have. I heard these guys over here talking about it really, really well. What are the 2 things we're counting? What are the 2 things being counted? Girls and years. Years and girls. So years must be the time, right? Is that X or Y? X. Now, years are counted 1990, 1991, 1992, right? What's the first year? That's going to be year 0, isn't it? What year is that? No. The study started in 1990. So X equals 0. That's year 1990. When X is 1, what year is it? 1991. When X is 2, what year is it? 92. Everybody with me? And the girls, we don't know any numbers of girls, do we? At the beginning. But we do know that for every year, there's 4,162 more girls, yes? So if I start at 0 years, I start at some Y value, yes? If I go out 1 year, 1, how far up do I have to go? How many new girls played? 4,162. Isn't that a rise over a run? Isn't it? So do I have a slope? My slope equals 4,162. Now, do I know any spot on this graph? Do I have any X and Y? Again, you guys knew it. You were talking about it over there. What's the X that you know? In the year 2000, that many girls were playing, yes? What is the X value of the year 2000? 10. So I know that I have 10, and how many girls played that year? 45,400. Does that give me an X and a Y? Do I now have a point and a slope? Y minus whatever my Y value is. What is it? 45,400 equals M. What's my M? 4,162. X minus what's my X value? 10. There's my equation. Except I'm not using Y and X, am I? I'm using N for girls and T for years, right? So it would be N and T. Everybody cool so far? Now, I want to know 2009. Is that an X value or a Y value? X value of what? 19. So x equals 19. Do you see an x here somewhere? Right there. What can I put there? 19. So y minus 45,400 equals 4162, 19 minus 10. Yeah? Right? And then you just do the algebra to find y. Because the bell's about to go and I want to stop. Everybody cool? Now, guys, listen to me. Listen to me, please. Listen to me, please. This means you have to be quiet. This means you stop talking, because I am. Don't worry about it. So, it is not your fault that we are out of time. But, you need to have seen this stuff for next year. Understand? That's why I'm not testing you on it. It was rushed. Okay? De Vries is not an idiot. If you are in pre-calc 11, there's a 50-50 chance you'll be in this class, that class with me if you don't do IB. I am not an idiot, except when I did this question. They're complete moron. But otherwise, generally, I'm not an idiot. I will know what you don't know from today. Understand? So you need not worry. De Vries and I are friends. I will explain, and he knows what happened. So you don't need to worry about the fact that you didn't get as firm a grounding in this as you may or may not have liked. Same with the thing that we're going to do tomorrow. Okay? I will tell De Vries. He will know. Okay? And it won't hurt you. Okay?